What held the 1911 back was horrible magazines, right, and 45. Who wants to shoot that and get arthritis? Now, right, now they fix the magazine problem and they're 9mm.
Hey, if you own a gun in California, you should have an attorney that specializes in California gun laws on your speed.
Got Scott on the phone.
Because if you ever have legal matters that involve firearms, you need California firearm lawyer John Dillon, especially if you have questions about red flag laws, gun registration, gun transportation, or maybe you just need to know that your guns are California compliant. Our trusted firearms attorney is John Dillon. John Dillon specializes in California gun laws. Put his number on your phone right now, 760-642-7150. That's John Dillon, California firearms lawyer, 760-642-7150.
And when you go to Gun Prom, go up and say hello to John Dillon. He'll be there, and thank him for being one of the original sponsors of the show. He's been here for forever, and we can't thank him enough. He does a great job. So, all right, our first guest is Scott Jedlinski. He's a trainer with the Modern Samurai Project. Are you there, Scott?
I am.
How you doing, man?
Can you hear me?
Just little. It's a little shaky. I can hear you though.
You might be in a hurricane.
Yeah, you're in a hurricane.
No, I'm not. I'm actually, unfortunately, I'm driving from Pennsylvania, North Carolina, so couldn't avoid that. But.
That's all right. That's okay. So tell us a little about. Give us a little bit of your background, your resume.
Sure. So, unlike some other trainers out in the industry, I wasn't military. I wasn't law enforcement. I just went to college. Got into the mortgage industry. Really started to get into firearms and stuff when I was, living in Northern Virginia, Metro DC area, and I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu since 1996. And up in that area, it's hard to train Jiu-Jitsu without training with law enforcement, right? Whether it be state, local, and federal. We have them all up there in Metro DC. And training Jiu-Jitsu with them, and had a friend who just kind of got me into shooting. Kind of went from there, and then it became another martial art for me and a passion. Got kind of known for some things that I had accomplished, earning a fast coin from Ernest Langdon, making master class in USPSA.
Now, what does that mean? Before you go any further, what does that mean? What does earning a fast coin mean?
So Todd Lewis Green, which was a very well-known trainer, he came up with the standard at the end of his classes. After he passed, Ernest Langdon took that flag. Basically, what a fast coin is that you have to do it in front of them twice, in front of a whole crowd, a whole class of people. You basically draw from concealment at 7 yards, hit 2 rounds to a 3x5 in the head zone, 5-block reload, 4 rounds to an 8-inch circle center mass. If you do it in 4.99 seconds or less, twice in front of them, you earned a fast coin.
Wow.
Of the tens of thousands of people that have tried, when I earned one, there was only 16. There's only 15 people. I earned the 16th coin, and I was the first person to do it with a red dot equipped pistol.
Wow. What kind of pistol did you use?
Then it was a Glock 19.
I've heard of it.
Glock 19. Yep. From the appendix position.
Stephanie and Alicia, you guys think you could do that?
Do I get a couple practice rounds first?
Sure. You can have all the practice runs in a 2-day class right before you do it. How about that?
Oh, I'm in.
How many? So you were what? You said you were the 16th person?
Yeah, I was the 16th person to earn it.
How many people have done it since?
I think it's 23 now. I earned it in 2016, and I believe there's only 23 coins out there currently.
Now, what do you attribute that to? Why were you able to do it?
So as opposed to the other people, so I have a different idea of how to practice, right? All my stuff comes basically from the martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu, right? Understand the technique, right? Find people that are better than you that can do those things that you want to do. Break it down to technique, right? Practice that technique. Put it under pressure over and over and over again just like you would any other athletic activity, and understanding the nuances of everything. Why do other people say can't earn it from there? We have this thing in the firearms industry that all you have to do to get better is throw 3 million rounds downrange. And, of course, we all know people, right, that are like, I've been shooting since 1972. Well, my friend, you're still horrible, right? And we don't really treat it like a different sport. I think I didn't come up with this, but I think what was different about me is I train firearms like I train martial arts. Learn the technique, rep the technique, refine the technique, put it under pressure.
Well, that's interesting. Now, tell us about the Modern Samurai Project. What does that mean? What is a modern samurai?
Yeah, so growing up, training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, obviously the Brazilians got it from the Japanese. Jiu-Jitsu was the art of the samurai. While there's punches and kicks in there, it focuses on grappling, joint locks, and chokes, because punching somebody in armor doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So it's the grappling aspect of this came to worldwide attention in 1993 when Royce Gracie beat everybody.
Yeah.
So that, and growing up, of course, I'm part Japanese, part Korean, yada yada. The other half is Polish, Lithuanian, and Irish and Scottish. I'm Heinz 57, as they say, right?
I was going to say, yeah. Not only that, but I'd imagine there's a Thanksgiving table at your table would probably some interesting discussions with that mix of folks.
Exactly, right. So just growing up in that, the Japanese culture, especially for the martial arts, had much more of an impact on me than anything else, right? So depending on what history you read, Musashi's Five Rings, yada, yada, yada. The samurai kind of focused on 3 skills, right? Empty hand, weapon-based, and mobility, whether it be horsemanship and things of that nature. Well, Modern Samurai Project came out just as a fan enthusiast. I was writing a blog, doing reviews about the classes that I took, right? Because my main thing is I loved cars. I was into martial arts and guns, right? So kind of the modern samurai. Now people go like, oh, you're some modern samurai. No, I'm a project, right? I'm trying to take the tenets of what the samurai concentrated on, and I'm trying to make myself better. So I'll be a forever project, right? So that's where the name comes from. Started training, started doing those things I said, those distinctions that I talked about. Became part of a group, primary and secondary, which is a large, forum and Facebook groups. Came involved with them, started doing some more training, and then their owner, Matt Landfair, pushed me into trying to teach. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to teach. I just want to be considered an elite student, because you instructors, you can't agree on anything, right? I don't want to be a part of that. Well, so I was in the mortgage industry, and even though Hillary didn't get elected and Trump did, which was good, Donald Trump was horrible for mortgage rates, right? So because business was good, so mortgage rates go up. I need to find a different way to supplement my income. So I said, let's give this a try. And a 20-person class sold out in an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this is fun. I could actually make money shooting guns and spouting my opinion off to people. And then that was 2017, July of 2017. That year I wound up teaching 15 classes. People started calling. The next year I taught 40. The next year after that, I taught 70. Maybe not 70, maybe 60. And then Houston Police Department went full bore on the dot for their department, and that's when police departments started calling. So since about 2019, 2020, maybe 2020, I've been teaching 100 classes a year all across the country,
wow,
including California.
I got to tell you, it really does drive me crazy. I don't know if I've ever even really talked about this, but it really drives me nuts of how instructors, like you said, can't agree on anything. And inevitably, when I talk to an instructor and another instructor's name comes up, I kind of get the, they take about a half step, closer, and they get in my ear and they tell me why that other instructor's not as good as
They are.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Well, look, I'm not gonna say anything negative, but that other guy doesn't do it exactly perfect like I do it. So you just got to be aware of that. Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Drives me absolutely nuts that every instructor thinks they got it figured out.
Yeah. Well, so here's the problem with that, right? When I would ask that person a question, I would follow up with this. It's like, okay, how do you do it better? Like on a metric, not ceilings, speed and accuracy, right? The only two metrics that matter when you're talking about this, right? Not feelings, not dogma.
2 minutes.
That your favorite instructor was, is descended from Jeff Cooper. None of that. Tell me how you do it better. And if they can't, that's a clue, right? The second one is, when was the last time you took a class from a different instructor? If they say, I can't remember, that's a clue. Because now they've become their own standard and their opinion doesn't really matter.
Well, and that's at least objective, the things that you're talking about are objective. Because I think this whole thing is more art than science, but you can definitely, measure it objectively, and I think that's extremely smart. But I don't know. There's I say that there are a number of instructors that are very kumbaya, and hey, let's all just get together and have fun and be,
1 minute.
be better together. But those are definitely the ones I prefer.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break here in just a minute. When we come back, I want to talk to you about the fact that you are really more for advanced, it looks like to me. And then I want to talk about red dots. So keep your eyes on the road, but we're going to do a quick commercial break.
Hey, if you listen to Gun Owners Radio, you know how I feel about the current government and financial system. So it's no secret I'm a big believer in diversifying your money with precious metals like gold and silver. But when it comes to buying precious metals, you need the right company in your corner. That's why we partnered with the top-rated precious metal company, Goldco, because reputation matters. Goldco is 6 times Inc. 5,000 winner, 2022 Company of the Year, and they helped people like you and me place over $2 billion in gold and silver. And right now, they're offering Gun Owner Radio supporters up to $10,000 in bonus silver when opening a qualified IRA account. This is your opportunity to protect yourself from out-of-control corrupt government. Don't pass it up. Grab your phone today and give Goldco a call. Take action today so you don't regret it tomorrow. Call Goldco at 855-612-6354, 855-612-6354. And make sure you tell them that you heard it right here on Gun Owners Radio.
This picture, Dave, you don't like that one?
No, I love that picture. It's really a nice picture.
Well, why were you criticizing my picture?
Because you were driving.
Well, I probably shouldn't be taking pictures while I'm driving.
Well, I just thought
it was so beautiful. I had to take
is that
a
what the
picture
reason was? It was just so beautiful over your shiny hood?
I was bragging that I was up so early.
And you were on your shiny hood.
Every time you get up early, you got to take a picture, put it on Facebook. So
okay, I'll remember that.
Make everybody else feel lazy.
I'll remember.
All right, back to our interview. Scott Jedlinski, the Modern Samurai Project, and we were talking to him about how he instructs and a little bit of how he got into it and some of his philosophy. So it looks like, I was looking at your website, I was looking at some of your information. It looks like, I think all the classes I saw were at least intermediate, but more like advanced. Is that the segment that you concentrate on?
Yeah, that's such a hard way to like kind of put people in different categories and things of that nature, right? I will say that, how do we categorize a beginner, right? For me, a person that's on the beginning stage, right, is someone who knows the 4 rules of safety, knows range etiquette, right, has taken maybe one basic class before, and they are interested in making carrying a gun a lifestyle, right? As much as they possibly can, no matter where they live. If you're that type of person, then please come to my class, right? Now, there's different levels of intermediate and advanced and things of that nature. I have people that have been carrying a gun or, practicing with their gun for 6 months, but they went in, they took their NRA class, they got their concealed carry class, and they made it through fine, and now they want to feel safe about, carrying their gun for self-defense purposes or competition purposes or something like that. That's probably, I would call that a beginner, right? But someone that's more than welcome into my class, right? I've had that all the way up to, long time, special mission, military, SWAT men, and grandmasters come to my class as well. Everyone's coming for a different purpose, though, right?
That's interesting.
Hey, Scott, I'm a car guy. What are you driving?
Okay.
What are you driving? It sounds like a Hellcat.
Yeah, I have a 2021 TRX.
I knew it. Hey, next time you get a chance, you probably don't know this.
Yeah.
Pop the hood and pop that plastic cover off the engine. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I did it so much I completely got rid of it, and the stock engine is 702.
Yeah.
It's 850.
Oh.
That piece of plastic is gone, and it's replaced with an airbox 4 times the stock of normal.
Yeah, but you did see the Raptor in the mouth of a T-Rex.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep.
See,
I did.
I knew what he was driving.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
plastic
so my
cover though? What is that?
Well, the plastic cover is just a kind of a decoration that goes over the top of all your other components. But since he's modified the truck, because he doesn't live in California.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Don't you love that
so
truck?
my,
Don't you love that truck? Don't you love that truck?
It's amazing. Yeah. My TRX has a picture of eating another TRX.
You would. Right. Okay, I have to get off the car show, and we need to go back to guns, or I'm going to get in trouble.
There you go.
But I knew it.
So, it's a good call. That was a good call. Okay, so you liked. I think intermediate and advanced is probably. It sounds odd, but I think that is an underserved segment of for gun owners. I think that a lot of people take a basic class, and we're lucky to get a gun owner into a basic class, and then that's the last class they take. I think there's a lot of okay gun folks who need a lot more instruction. So I'm glad you're filling that niche.
Yeah. Yep. Appreciate that.
I don't think that.
Mike is lame.
Yeah, I can't hear her.
Yeah, we're having a stellar day. The radio station is doing a stellar job with their fantastic equipment.
Can you hear me now?
Worth every penny we pay them.
Okay. Quick question. So as I'm listening to you describe what you do, it almost sounds like beginner versus intermediate is not so much an accurate description as much as marksmanship versus tactical or defensive shooting. It's two different mindsets, not so much a skill. I mean, although you need to have a higher skill level to be safe, it's just a different mindset.
Yeah, so here's even more information to confuse you. I don't teach tactics.
Okay.
Right? And I don't teach competition either. There's a new genre of the market coming out called performance shooting. Right? Mm-hmm. It is void of it's just about speed and accuracy, manipulation of the firearm, however you want to do it. Then what you do is you take those core competencies learned in performance shooting, and then you can apply them to whatever application you want, whether it be self-defense, whether it be competition, whether it be work, right? What we're basically doing is taking here's the thing. When shooting is the problem, right, great tactics is not going to solve anything. When shooting solves the problem. But great shooting can solve back tactics. That's a quote from my buddy Mike Pannone, right? So I don't talk tactics. We don't shoot from behind cover. Nothing like that. All I'm doing is I'm going to teach you how to get that gun out, build a good grip, find your sight, shoot fast and accurately based on the size of the target, and then you can do whatever you want with that later on.
Okay. That's fantastic. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, quick question. Like Mike stated, I was looking at your bio and your classes and things that you do online as well.
Yep.
And it sounds like you have a heavy emphasis on red dot as well. Are you finding that red dot is kind of the way that the populace is moving to? Or are you seeing a lot of? Are you kind of? I guess here's my question. I'm I am one of those people. I'm curious how common do you see me? I know how to run a red dot. I teach people how to run a red dot.
Yeah.
I think I need to visit you in Virginia. I think I need you to ride my butt and make me do it. I have a hard time kind of changing my mindset to kind of be in that red dot mindset versus the iron sights. How easy are you finding that for people to transition to?
For someone that is an instructor like yourself and has some experience with red dot, give me half an hour and you'll never look at your iron sights again.
That's
She'll
good.
be on a plane this afternoon.
That's good because I'm 47. I can't see my iron sights anymore. So that should
Right,
work.
Exactly. So here are the things that the analogies that I make. Right. So I'm 53. Right. So I'm Generation X. Okay. I remember my dad going, "This automatic transmission, I hate it. I love my manual." What? That makes zero sense. Yes, the manual's fun, but you can't tell me the automatic's not easier, right? Then later on, right, in the early 90s and stuff, these computers, they're so hard. Give me back my typewriter. Who says that now? Who says that now?
I'm 78 years old, and I'll take a stick shift every time.
Dave says all those things
I
every day.
got
Period.
Yeah, exactly. But if your life depended on speed, right, what are you going to take? You're going to take an auto of your fastest car, or you're going to put a manual in your fastest car? You're going to do an automatic, right? There's a reason why they took the stick shift out of F1 cars. So.
Well, I think there's kind of a weird attitude. It's like I think people really like the idea of being proficient, so they have to have something to be proficient at. So if it is too easy, then they're not. It's almost like, well, gee, if I don't have to learn all these different skills, because you even see that on, I remember seeing that years ago when Glocks started getting popular, and 1911 guys were like, that it's a toy, it doesn't. You should know how to take the safety off before you pull the trigger. You should know how to do this, that. It's like, well, I don't want to have to do. I'm not here to prove
2
anything.
minutes.
I'm here to learn how to defend my life.
Right.
And I think
I want to make it harder.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I can see that in competition. We're like, all right, well, here you got 15 steps or whatever, so, get good at those 15 steps and let's see who does it the quickest. But when you're talking about defensive shooting, you want this thing, you want to be able to, point and click,
True, but what firearm dominates competition shooting?
I don't even know.
9mm 2011s.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's a great gun. What held the 1911 back was horrible magazines, right, in 45. Who wants to shoot that and get arthritis? Now, right, now they fix the magazine problem and they're 9mm. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody is shooting 2011s with based in 9mm because it's just it's a fantastic gun. So it's funny how
1 minute.
Right, history repeats itself and stuff like that.
That's true.
Right. Yeah, and I'll ask your other host there. When was the last time you taught somebody how to drive? You start them out on a manual.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Nobody does that anymore.
You're right.
Actually, we got to get going, Scott. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you. What's your email, or not your email, your website, and what's your website?
Yeah. So Modern Samurai Project. If you put that into Google, you'll find me everywhere. Just put in Modern Samurai Project in .com, on YouTube, on Instagram. And you'll find me. I'm everywhere. I'm the only one out there, I think.
Awesome. That's very, very cool. Great interview, man. Appreciate what you're doing. Hope you get to where you're going safely. I think it's hilarious that Dave figured out what kind of car you're driving. So
Hey, it's a disease,
Yeah.
and I'm envious.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't get this thing to 1,000 horsepower.
Go for it, brother. I'm right there with you.
Outstanding.
All right, well, you take care, buddy, and be safe.
All right, guys. Yep, be safe, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. If you're watching mainstream media, you're not getting the truth about guns. Gun Owners Radio is the easiest way to stay on top of the Second Amendment fight, the fight for your self-defense rights. You can watch our live stream on YouTube every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, or if you're in San Diego, AM 1170, FM 96.1, The Answer. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform. Just search Gun Owners Radio and you'll find our show. Like and subscribe to help defend and restore the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.